let's now explain how to do a time stop. So to do a time stop, one method is to get an item in Link's hand, or a bottled item in Link's hand, precisely. Then what you want to do is shield, then press your bottle item in quick succession. So exactly, and actually it's one frame after the other, so that'll look like this. And now Link is in time stop. And what happens when you're in the time stop state is that other cutscenes cannot activate, that's one thing. Also, time does not flow. So in some category like 100%, that can be used to make it to some in-game time events, or make sure you make it to the end of your cycle and do everything you can. In all dungeons restricted, that'll be used for a cutscene skip, and time stop will also be used to enter Stone Tower Temple more easily. So let's look at the trick again. So that will allow me to explain some things about time stop. So right now you can see I'm holding down, but Link is going forward. Well, that's one thing in time stop. Your controls are going to be inverted. So if I hold right, I'm going to go left. If I hold left, I'm going to go right. So you have to be careful about that and get used to doing inverted controls during time stop. Another thing is getting out of time stop. So to get out of time stop, it's very simple. You just press C up like this, and you're back into normal game time. So right now my time was frozen because of the codes, but normally that would just mean in normal situations your time would just be continuing. So that is one basic method to do time stop. So that works with fairies, bugs, fish. As long as you start it with the bottle in Link's hand and it has an item in it, then you'll be able to do time stop from that. Another way to do time stop is to use bombs. So what you will do is pull out a bomb and wait till it's about to explode. And as it's about to explode, you will start back walking. So while you're doing it, you will hold L to prepare for a back walk. You can start back walking depending on what you're doing. And you need to start back walking before the bomb explodes. And then you will want to have a cutscene item equipped. So something like Ocarina or a mask. So for now I'll use Zora Mask. And you will want to buffer to a specific frame. So the first frame where all that reddish particle stuff from the bomb explosion vanishes. So that's the frame you want to go for. You can't go before, you can't go later. So this is frame perfect. So here you can still see on the left, on the right of Link's arms, there's still some of these particles left, so I still need to buffer a bit more, because there's still some red. Now there's nothing, so now that frame would work for time stop. If you go further, it's not going to work. And the inputs will be the following. So you're going, as you're holding L and down, you'll be pressing your cutscene item and R at the same time. So in the on-pause lag, you'll be pressing these two together. They'll look like this, and now that puts Link again in time stop in the same exact time stop state as what we did with the bottled bugs. Let's now talk about song storage. So what is song storage? Song storage is a glitch that allows you to carry the text box for a song, so the query for yes or no, like the one you get from Song of Time, Song of Double Time, Inverted Song of Time, to another room. So I could play Song of Time in this room and make the text box for Song of Time only appear, let's say, in Twin Mole's room. And that would be used mainly to skip the cutscene, the Giant's cutscene, after beating Twin Mold and after collecting the remains. So, we're not going to talk too much about the applications, but more about how to get into a time-stop state and how to get the text box you need for song storage. And maybe a bit about when to pull it out for bosses. So that's as far as I'll go for applications, just that little detail about bosses. So, human song storage, not time stop. I just did time stop before, so don't worry about that. That's alright, let's just go back here. So, human time stop. You have different ways of doing it. The main one I'll show is you will do a diagonal slash, so tap right and press B at the same time. And you will want to time an ocarina press during the slash, or near the start of the slash. Nope, that's wrong. Like that. And that will put you into a diving state where you can still use ocarina. So right now you can see the game still thinks in some way that I'm playing the ocarina, but I'm not, so you can hear these notes. If you want to reset that, just bring the ocarina out, and that's gone. But that's not song storage. That's just starting song storage. Song storage starts with what's called an ocarina dive, so we need to create that before we can get song storage. Well, now we'll do the same thing, but we will actually play a song as we are diving down. So let's slash to the edge. Nope. Nope, a bit late. Don't mash it. And then you play super quickly. In Stone Tower Temple, here in Inverted Stone Tower Temple, you don't have a lot of time to play it, but enough to play the song. And now, not much is going on for now, but let's see what happens when I bring out a text box. So, let's say the Bombchute text box, and now we have the query for saving the game and coming back to dawn of the first day. So in this case, that will let us save in situations where we're not supposed to save. So for example, when you beat a boss, you're not supposed to be able to save after beating the boss. You're not supposed to be able to play Song of Time there. But with Song Storage, we'll be able to bring out the text box for Song of Time after, before a boss dies, and use it after the boss dies, so we can save getting the remains, but not have to watch the cutscene. So that's one of the biggest applications of Song Storage, at least Song of Time storage. And so in this case, if we save, what that will do is reset your ammo. Also, the text box will stay here as long as Link is in the same area, or as long as he doesn't void out. So if we want to get rid of it, we would have to void out. Or just pull out Ocarina. That's another way of getting rid of that text box. And so that's the, I guess, diagonal slash method for song storage. Let's look at more of them now. Another way to start an Ocarina dive to get song storage is to hover above a void and then hold a direction and then mash Ocarina really quickly to start a cutscene dive. And how fast? You need to do it fast enough so that you at least once press the Ocarina button twice over 2 frames, so 1 frame back to back. So that's really fast, and I'm a slow masher, so what I do is I mash Ocarina instead, and then press pause, and then mash again during on-pause lag, and I end up getting it. And then you do this. And that will give you an Ocarina dive plus song storage. And now, the song is stored. And there you go, we got it. Let's use the codes to give myself song storage. So right now I'm pressing X plus D-pad up on the Zelda codes. That's the button combination to store Song of Time. So right now I have it stored. So if I bring out a text box, it's here. So that's the main way to lose song storage, is to actually use it. So once you use song storage, let's say no here, then we will not be able to bring it back again. It's gone. So if I press that, the text box does not load up anymore. That's because we used it. So that's the one way to lose it, is to bring out a text box earlier than needed. So while you have song storage on, you want to avoid text boxes until you need to use it. Because otherwise you will need to redo song storage or just not use the effects that you want from it. Let's store it again. Well, right now, again, using the code, so that's why you're not seeing everything. Because I don't use the D-pad on Speedrun, so I don't put it on my input viewer. And now, another way to lose it is to bring out Ocarina. So, now, I used Ocarina, and the text box is gone. So Ocarina state will reset your stored text box. So be very careful. Once you use song storage, do not touch your Ocarina button until you use the song storage for what you needed it. So really important, be careful about that. Another way to get an Ocarina dive to start song storage is to hold B against the ledge and in the middle of the punch, as Link is above the void for a little while, press Ocarina and Link will go diving while being able to play the Ocarina. So that works as Zora. So what I do actually is hold B, then mash Ocarina, and I end up getting it. That will look like this. And then you play a Song of Time, for instance, very quickly. Would also work with the Song of Double Time and Inverted Song of Time, but for all dungeons restricted, we'll mainly do it with Song of Time, so that's why I do it mostly with that song. We are now going to look at how to on-target the camera during a hover. We will mainly do it with bomb chews. So the first thing to unlock the camera during a hover is to be in a hovering state. Let's get ISG and get slightly away from the platform so it doesn't bug us. And we will start unlocking the camera and showing how to change direction during hover. So right now I'm facing towards the Woodfall Temple's exit. But let's say I want to be facing towards the left. But first I need to unlock the camera. Let's explain how to do that. So what you will do is pull out a bomb chew. Let's open start so I can explain the inputs. Then press and hold R, and then you have the frame after the bomb chew explodes to press L. So tap L while still holding R, so the bomb chew doesn't make Link take damage. And then Link will be on targeting, and that will let us change direction. Then we'll explain how to change direction. That will look like this. Like that. Okay, that's what we want. So again, retarget. So shield the bomb chew, and then right after it explodes, or as it explodes, press L. So the timing will feel like it's at the same time as the explosion, but it's actually the frame right after. So that's the untargeting. Let's do it one last time, but buffered so you can understand what I'm saying about the frame right after the explosion. So pull out a bomb chew, shield it, hold R, let it drop. Not this frame. So that frame. After that, you can press L. And there you go. You are now untargeted. And to change direction, you will be holding either slightly up left or slightly up right, and then you will flick the direction you want to be facing. So I want it to be facing the left, I'm gonna hold slightly up left or up right, and then flick left. So let's do this. A sec. There you go. And now you're facing left. But now if you stop holding left, Link will just shuffle back into place. So to keep that new direction, we will do it again. So hold slightly left or right, then flick the direction you want, and then tap L. Or hold it, doesn't matter. And now we are facing a new direction, and so now we can do hovers in a different direction. We were able to change direction, but that cost us a bombchu we were not able to use to actually hover. This is not a problem since we can, on top of unlocking this way and not moving at all, at least not changing position at all, we can also do a camera unlock during a hover. So the only difference is you do a hover and then press L as the bomb explodes during the backflip. That looks like that. So let's buffer it just to explain. So backflip, keep holding L, so do the inputs for a hover. So hold down A, bombchu button, hold R, and then buffer until the bomb explodes. And then press L on the frame that it explodes. Then you can press L, and now you're untargeted. And then we can change direction again. And so we will try to not do them buffered. Come on, Link. That will look like this. And so yeah, so it's very, very fast. So feel free to rewatch the part slower, to look at the input viewer, watch the buffered part to understand how it works, but this needs to be done fast when you do it. So very fast after shielding the bombchu. Another way you can untarget is by using anything you can target. So something very common that's for no SRM categories for Majora's Mask, not Ocarina of Time, is to do infinite sword glitch off the dog here, then do a hover, and then target the dog, and now Link is untargeted. And that will allow us to do another hover backwards, and then we will do a direction change, and then we can enter Clock Tower. So I'll explain the full thing at the end of the run, but that's another way you can untarget. You can untarget, then do direction changes during hovers, as I said, not just with bombchus, but also with anything you can target. So the NPCs, the dogs, signs, enemies, are all things you can use to untarget. We will now look at how to clip into walls using Zora Ledge Clip. So that will look like that. I'll just do it and explain what I'm doing after, just so you get the example. And there you go. That is a Zora Ledge Clip. So what happened? So here I'm using that setup where I target a wall. I try to be, let's look at you see the distance between Link's feet. Try to be at least that distance away from the corner I want to clip in. And then what we'll do is we will punch the wall and then hold left and target as we punch it, so that we start going towards the corner we're interested. That will look like this. So then you will want to buffer until the first frame. So and here it's really, really important. There is no way out of this. This has to be the first frame Link falls off the edge, but tries to grab it. So this frame here. Not after. There's a second one that looks very similar after, not the other one. The other one will not work. So you get to that frame, and then you can either do it this way, so buffer L, and then hold A on the on-pause lag, and Link is going to drop down. What you can also do is press L and A during the same on-pause lag, if you want to save a bit of time. That'll look like that, so you can hold both during on-pause lag, buffer the inputs essentially, and that will also let you clip inside the pillar.